not how it works. It's not how it works. That's not how it works.
I'm probably going to use some of that as the intro of you. Yep. This is episode 1.
This is episode 1. No intro. That was the intro.
Yeah, whatever you just saw was the intro.
So my name's Dimmy. This is Isaac, and we run a creative agency.
Mm-hmm.
Now you might be thinking, creative agency. What do you guys do that's so creative? Well, we're not creative people. So what we do is we basically do content, any sort of growth strategies for businesses, film, videography. We edit it for them. We kind of personalize their videos and make sure that it creates growth for them. So in regards, that's what a creative agency is. So majority of it is going to be short form, but we can pretty much do anything. What I'd like to say we're actually called is a 360 agency.
I would say that's what we predominantly do now.
Yeah.
Like, that's where we're at, is creating essentially short form content to grow brands, or just provide like a rebrand to businesses' social media pages. However, we obviously do have plans to facilitate a lot more. We kind of had a thing where we noted down everything in our model. I reckon there's about 15 or 16 things that we can potentially facilitate.
Yeah, that's on like our service page, if you'd like to say. We don't actually have a website anymore, but what was on our service page was a lot of things.
And why don't we have a website?
We don't have a website. Because we don't get our clients from websites.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think it's a bit old. I think it's slightly more old-fashioned. I think you just see the power in social media to close clients like tenfold above a website.
Well, yeah.
So that's why we don't have a website.
I would always say, and this is the thing that I've said from the start, is that the best way to get clients is by mutual interest. So that means like actually building relationships with people and things like that. That's how you get clients, not by these tricks that a lot of people do online, that we see people do online. Is like all these tricks of like how to get clients and all these sort of things. My belief is cold outreach in terms of like cold calling and very like salesy stuff doesn't really work. I would say the best way is to actually build a relationship, be honest with somebody as well. That's the best way to get clients.
I think that's what we've learned as well.
Yeah.
Like actually being client facing, kind of being thrown in the deep end, actually having to, because it's very different when you solely work online and the only way that you're communicating with someone is over a digital screen. When you've actually got to work at the same time as meeting them and building a rapport, I think that's tougher. But I think we've navigated quite well. Well, you've navigated it.
Yeah.
Quite well.
I mean, I would say that's probably my strength in that sense. There's a drone in the sky, right next to Gatwick.
I mean, that's illegal?
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously got a license to do that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say that's one of my strengths, to be honest, is more just like talking to people skills, all that sort of stuff. That's definitely my strength. And that's one thing that I've preached from the start, is that we're never going to do any cold calling or putting it on people. What we're going to do is we're going to find qualified leads, so people that are actually interested in our services potentially. So whether that means we can find pain points from them, all that type of stuff. Like, here they come. Nice little middle fingers. Sock out. So yeah, actually figuring out pain points is very important. So we would have a look at a prospect. So I call it prospect. So a business that obviously doesn't have good social media, and they struggle to post consistently and all that type of stuff, because social media is a very big part of someone's business. Like these days, like everyone's posting on social media. That's how they're going to get more people, whether that's ads, whether that's organic content, short form, all these type of stuff. They need to make sure that they're expanding that avenue to the maximum potential. So we basically look for businesses, and we call them prospects, that don't have that. And then obviously we basically, mention their pain points, we say how we can help, and the result that it will give them as well. So yeah, in short, that's kind of what we're working at the minute. However, I'd say majority, what we're actually doing is more that short form content. Yeah, just the short form content, just going into their business, filming stuff, or meeting up in person, filming stuff like that. That's kind of what we do at the minute. However, we would like to expand into more like ads and like growth strategies, workflows, all these types of things. That's what we would like to build it to. But at the minute, we found it's a lot easier to actually get clients, presenting them a physical product that they actually understand, which is the short form content. Because if you got to think, like, some of the business owners, like, if we give a restaurant for an example, a restaurant most of the time is not going to be owned by someone who's young, someone who understands social media or AI and all these sorts of things. So we got to present an offer that actually makes sense to them. For example, if we can film or take photos of their products or of their food or whatever it is, they'll understand the outcome, which makes them understand the offer a little bit more and make it a lot more enticing. So that's kind of like the focus that we have in the minute, just doing what works rather than spinning off to loads of different things. So yeah, that's what I would say. What we're working on at the minute, in short. So when I say we're a creative agency, we're a 360 agency that majority does videography, editing, photography, and kind of the creative direction as well.
I've just thought of a fantastic way for us to continuously talk. I've asked ChatGPT to give us questions.
All right.
No, but they're actually good.
Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
What made us actually start the agency?
Say again?
What made us actually start the agency?
Okay. So I'll talk about it from before.
Yeah, okay.
So from before, so I had this idea about a year ago. That's because I was watching someone online, and they had an agency before they had an e-com brand. And at the end of everything, I would like to run my own brand. So I thought, what's the best way that I could actually learn how to build a brand without actually building a brand and also making money from it? And that's obviously doing an agency, working with brands. So kind of the whole idea of it was to actually get in on businesses, understand what they're doing, understand how they're successful, and then use it to my own advantage for my own business eventually. So yeah, I mean, a year ago, that's my idea. And I want to do a creative agency because I thought it's quite relevant. There's a lot of businesses that aren't, using social media, and it's getting bigger every single day. So that's what I thought. And then obviously I had a few businesses that I was doing some stuff for, like there was a pop-up in John Lewis that I was doing. I made a website for another one, and then I did some shit photography as well because I don't know anything about cameras. He knows cameras a little bit better than I do. I wouldn't say none of us are professionals, but like in terms of videography and photography, I'd say we're professionals in business aspect, 100%, but not in like the kind of photography aspect of things. So yeah, so then like probably a half a year later, like in May time, so yeah, about half a year, I went to him, I shouted at him, and I said, look, I'm using your camera, like, you might as well
learn it yourself, mate.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you might as well like come into the business. And that's what happened. And then obviously we brought in Sam, and then I brought in Manny as well. And yeah, that's kind of the bulk of it now. So that's how we started this creative agency. Basically, the end goal of building a brand, but how can we learn it while monetizing it at the minute? And that's how.
Good answer. You passed the check. You passed the vibe check. This is actually a good question. What's one thing we completely underestimated?
Ooh, fucking hell, loads of stuff.
There is a lot.
I mean, color grading.
Yeah.
I would say I underestimated color grading. I didn't even know what color grading was.
I'd say
when you had the camera at first, and like the questions that I was asking you.
Yeah,
about, like I still ask it to this day.
But they were horror. They were so bad.
Yeah, but it's just like I thought, obviously, when you film on your phone, it comes out looking right, and I thought a camera just does that but better. But there's all these S-Log things and all of those. I underestimated cameras as a whole.
I would say
how shit they are.
I would say the general thing is videography, editing, and like even photography. Because like Tim said, I'm not like videography is kind of that's my jam. That's what I like more. Like I'm trying to learn photography. I'm trying to get better at it. I'm trying to like admire it, that type of stuff. But I would say that all of them, like encompassing as one, the skill curve is all of them, including color grading, is a lot higher than people think.
Yeah.
Like you see these brand videos on social media and you go like, oh wow, that's just like, some people would think like that's actually just straight out of an iPhone, and then they've just done some really good sound effects. It's way more than that, like the storytelling, the color grading.
Storytelling's a thing. Because I
Massively.
never knew about that at all, but storytelling is 100% a thing.
And I think we've also learned firsthand, like everyone knows, like everyone that scrolls on social media, the videos that you guys stop on, or we stop on as well, anyone stops on is that initial hook. We're still trying to figure that out now, but the hook is the thing now, isn't it, in social media? Like, that's what we've learned. Our best performing videos is the first 2 seconds, there's been something weird, strange, or sudden that has made the viewers stop. And that's something that you just had to learn by doing it more and more. Because we put out videos that didn't have that we thought were longer, better edited, and realistically, they flopped. Like, they were nowhere near as good, and it's all because that first 3 seconds of the video. But that's stuff you learn. Anything else? Anything else we underestimated?
Underestimated. I would say like how lazy some business owners are. That's what I would say that I underestimated. Some business owners.
I would say it's lazy. I think it's naivety to social media. I would say.
Yeah.
Because they grow their business like physical day to day, but
some of them don't.
Some do.
You reach out to a business. I don't want to say the names, but you know what when I'm talking about. I got there. I'm not going to even say that, but you know what I'm talking about. It's like they didn't like. They're not involved in their business as much as they should be. That's what I think, personally.
Yeah.
And like, as a business owner, like if I was a business owner, that's the only thing I'd be doing. I'll be always looking at like growth things and stuff like that. A lot of them don't do that. They're very lazy for things like that. So I'd say laziness of some business owners, and that's why they don't succeed. You know, and that's one thing that's really difficult for us, is that if a business owner is lazy, it makes our job a lot harder because they're not given ideas. We need to know the ins and outs of their business and all that type of stuff. But they're just slow. So I'd say the laziness.
This is the next section ChatGPT has provided us. What was our first real win that made us feel like this was working? I think that's a very easy answer. First paying client.
Real win, yeah.
I'd say first paying client.
Nah.
Yeah, G.
I'd say the first thing.
Yeah.
Nah, that was not the first thing. It was our first client, our free client. How quickly we got it with actual good outreach.
Yeah, maybe the speed of how quick we got it.
Also, what I will say is that when I started doing this, how many people wanted me to work with them as well. Because at the start, I had like loads of fucking qualified leads. Everyone wanted to fucking have my shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
But obviously, it fell through. But because I fell out with the person that had all those leads.
So basically. Really, you actually think
I think like almost straight away. I realized this was gonna work almost straight away. It's just like as we get better, we can monetize it even more, make more money, and all that type of stuff.
I think deep down you don't start it if you don't think it's gonna work. But the actual moment for me where I was like, oh shit, is actually getting, I don't want to use the term, but digital money. Do you know what I mean? Providing something and receiving currency for it.
Oh, yeah,
online is, it's quite a...
Yeah, I mean, I've had that before.
Yeah, true. It's different for me. It's different for me compared to
maybe
you.
The online space in general as well for you. Yeah, definitely. Because actual is that you're basically taking money from someone and it's coming to you.
Yeah, and I feel
for doing
like
something.
That's
your own thing.
Even when you take it, now you know there's structure behind it, and you can do it again and again and again and again, and then that builds confidence. That was mine anyway. But to be fair, your answer's not bad as well.
Yeah,
I'd say the speed. Yeah, definitely. All right. Which client/project changed the direction of the agency the most? Probably on what you just said, the free client, because we learned so much.
Yeah.
We learned deadlines, what works, what doesn't, like how to work with your first client, everything from setting up client pages to keeping in contact. Like we won't leak how we what's the word I'm looking for? How we kind of keep in contact with our clients, because I think it's a very good way. It's very personalized. I don't want to say what we do, what we build for our clients, because
Oh.
I like what how we deliver stuff, how day to day like we get posts out and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
it can always be more systemized, but I think for how long we've been doing it, it's very personalized and it works. And we get a lot of good feedback within clients, like close loops, if that makes sense, to how professional we are. So I think that yeah, first client definitely, and that will, I think in any business. I mean, anyone that's watching that, I don't know, starting something of your own, already has something of your own, whatever you guys. Okay, all right, that's a crash. Yeah, like whatever you guys are starting, or if you know anyone that starts something, I think everyone says whatever that first hurdle or first client is will teach you the most.
I will say as well, do not be put off by doing free work. Free work is where you can learn a lot of stuff. So, and learning things is almost like buying a course. You know what I mean? We did free work. We were spending money technically with the client. Not a lot,
Yeah.
but it's like almost like we bought a course. Like we knew a lot more things after working with that client for free. Like Isaac said, day-to-day things. How could we make this better? How can we make that better? How can we be more efficient? How can we do this? How can we do that? All of these things are very important for like your growth and all that type of stuff. So yeah, I would say like do not be put off by doing free work. That's what I would say. Also, if anyone's wondering what this is, it looks a bit weird. Add a little operation. I'm not gonna say why. It's nothing like bad or anything, but yeah. So that's why I've got that.
Have you grown individually since starting?
Yeah, I'd say yeah. I think yeah, as the business has grown, yeah, I've definitely
In
grown.
a business sense or a personal sense? Or both?
I guess yeah, like maybe like
I think mine's a bit more personal than.
I would say because I've run
Ooh.
because I've run businesses before.
I don't know what's going on today. Crashes,
Yeah,
stone chips.
Because I've run businesses before, I'd say a lot of my personal growth has come from that start, like overcoming hurdles and stuff like that. But I'd say yeah, I guess I have a little bit. I couldn't tell you what though.
No, I just think it's going through the motions of business, you know. But also, you know, we're relatively young. We're both 20, so I think it's more as you just get older. I think month by month you learn something new at this age.
That's what I mean.
I
There's
think
always
that's
growth.
more.
There's always personal growth. There's
I
always
think it's
business
more
growth.
that.
There's like loads of stuff going on all the time. So I'd say yeah, in that sense yeah, but I couldn't tell you what. It's just what I'd say. You know what? Getting in front of a camera. That's one thing that I can say, and also talking to the camera a little bit better.
I'm the same. You're already good at that. I mean, I still absolutely hate it.
Yeah, but the more you do it, the better you get.
Yeah, this was my idea. Like, hopefully, we're gonna try and release these like weekly.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, we could like
yeah.
now we give everyone an update, like with everything we've learned, everything.
I mean, the only thing that I sacrifice is listening to music while driving, which like, you know.
Yeah, but you get to hear my angelic voice.
Yeah, true.
What's one lesson we learned the hard way? Should we do one for each? Because I have mine.
One lesson that we've learned the hard way. What's one lesson?
For me, mine is, and it's like again, anyone like that's worked with a camera will know, is definitely the learning curve of camera, but also balancing it whilst you're in like a live action shoot. For example, one of our previous clients, I mean, it was rectified, but grain was a really hard thing. Learning low light, like. Now we've switched the camera and I'm also better with it. I understand how ISO works in different environments and stuff like that. Also not pushing it up and down, but I would say for me that because it can ruin a whole day. Like you can record the videos and be like, this is good, building rapport with the client, and then you get back and you realize it's absolutely chopped.
I think that's a good one.
That's probably the hardest lesson.
What was the question again?
What's the hardest
lesson?
We learned the hard way though. So like we went through it and we were like,
I'd say literally coming off that. And me dealing with being patient and knowing how to get out of situations.
Yeah.
You know, if something does go wrong, we don't have any content, and the client asks, "Oh, where's that content?" I need to think of not an excuse, but a reason why that doesn't downplay our service. That's what I'd say. That's been the hard way because it's stressful. That's it.
One piece of advice we wish we had 6 months ago. I don't know. Like I don't know if I would have taken it like, oh my god, that's amazing advice, but I would definitely say it's just, I don't know, like just hanging in there. Do you know what I mean? Like it can be slow at times, but it will pick up. Do you know what I mean? Like I will say for our experience, the very first client we had, obviously it was razor quick. So it's like, oh cool, we're achieving something, we have a free client. But you'll preach this as well. There was maybe a month into that, there was a good 2-week period where we were very fed up.
What was the question again?
What's kind of a piece of advice we had 6 months ago? So I just said
Oh, okay.
like don't wish for things to go too slow or too quick at different
Okay, I
times.
got
Do you know
one.
what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. I'd say so one piece of advice I would give myself 6 months ago.
Yeah, or someone
Okay.
could have given you 6 months ago.
Yeah, don't make the same mistakes twice. That's what I would. That's what I would say.
Yeah, fair.
And that could be related to loads of things.
Fair enough.
Even though I know that, like, I still do it. And like, I wish I could just really say, like, when I say like give advice, I mean like grabbing me by like the neck and telling me, do not make the same mistakes twice.
What was our favourite project so far and why? I think the last one for me. It's just the whole shooting day, but also I think that's the cleanest video we've produced so far. There's more to come. Way more to come. Bigger projects to come, cooler shit to do. Like,
I'd say the same.
I'd love to be able, for example, to do something like we could join like a music video from an agency perspective. Do you know what I mean? Like, so like really branch out, do really sick stuff like that. But yeah, I would say probably the last video we pushed up.
Yeah, I think like in the future as well, when we go to like cooler places and we do cooler stuff, work with cooler people, then it'll be that. But yeah, I'd say for now, yeah, probably be the last one where we just went to London, and the reason why it was good, in my opinion, was because it was so efficient and we got everything done really quickly and it turned out well. So that's what I would say. Yeah.
This is quite a good one. This is like future stuff. Where do we realistically want to be in another 6 months? I would say in 6 months by then, steadily, like there is no way it could like go up or down, steadily making either 10k in revenue or profit. I would say profit, which means that our revenue would be a lot higher.
Yeah, I mean, on average, agencies make 30%, so that's a lot higher. 30% profit from revenue. I would say in 6 months' time,
and I would also
just be at a stable point. Not a stable. I don't want to use
also
the word
more
stable.
more people working with us or for us.
Yeah, because like the thing is, the more work you get, the more stress you have to deal with, the more you have to be more on the ball all the time. Do you know what I mean? So I would say, yeah, in 6 months, I want to get to that point. So I want to be in the point where I'm stressed. Like I don't have enough time to go to a shoot. You know. Yeah. And at that time, like I'll be thinking to myself when I'm at that point, I'll be like, oh man, like this is so like long, like we can't do shoots and all that type of stuff. But like me saying this right now, and this is the advice I'm giving to myself in 6 months' time, that this is what you wanted to eat, but now you got food. What's the saying? You can't complain about having a lot on your plate when you wanted to eat, something like that. So you can't complain about having a lot of food on your plate because back then, as in right now, I wanted to eat. Do you know what I mean? So I can't complain about all the work that I have to do because I wanted to eat in the future. Oh, fuck, I'm repeating myself like 5 times.
I know. I don't.
It doesn't make sense.
I don't actually know the saying, but yeah, I know what you mean. I do know what you mean.
Yeah. So I would, in 6 months, more busy, more client work, more stress equals more money. That's what I think.
Funny moment that we've had so far? I don't know. We are more serious when we go and shoot because we are just so focused. But like, I mean, last shoot day I sat in chocolate. That was amazing. Melted white chocolate down like suit trousers. That was good.
That was good.
I mean, I laughed when you took the camera when we were out.
That was good.
That made me laugh.
At a shoot and it had the turn.
That was quite funny. I gave Din the camera with the gimbal. That made me laugh. I don't know. We haven't had like. I mean, we have had some, but stuff we probably can't say on here. Insider jokes. Like, we're always laughing. We are always laughing.
Oh, my God.
But what?
I could think of one in London on that hill when we were filming with a client, and that client's just funny.
Oh, yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah, social situations with certain clients are funny. You just don't know how
everyone's different.
Everyone's different.
You know, everyone's different in their own way, but we just find that funny.
No, we have had funny moments. What else is there? Don't know really. I think that's all like the hard hitting questions. Is there anything else like you want to say? That's 25 minutes, and then I don't know.
Wait, is there no other questions?
There is more, but I think I don't want to go over the same stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
I'd rather keep it short and watchable, and then.
How long is that? 25.
26 minutes.
Yeah, about 20-minute video.
Yeah.
Little Q&A. Yeah.
Or a mini podcast.
Nah, don't say that.
Nah, I'm not saying a Q&A.
Podcasts are gay, man. I'll just say
Q&A's
like. Okay, I'll just say like
Oh, okay, wait. I do actually have one.
The truths of a creative agency.
This is a good one. This is a good one to like end it on. If someone else wanted to start an agency today, what would we tell them? What would you tell them?
Okay, I see what you mean by
I tell you what I would
repeating
do. I'd show them this video.
yourself. Yeah.
I would show them
Yeah.
this video
Yeah.
and say like a lot of the stuff we've just said.
I would tell them that you need to know Dimmy. You need to know who that guy is.
Yeah, you need to work with us. You need to work with us. That's what you need to do.
I would say
It depends, though, doesn't it?
No,
Depends
no,
on their agency.
I would
what
say
they're
the
doing.
advice I would give is similar to what I said before. Is don't be afraid of doing free work. You know, don't expect money straight away. Also, don't expect to make profit straight away. So even if you're making a little bit of money, you know, like the little saying that they have is like, a little motion is better than no motion, or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I would say even if it's a little bit of money and it's just covering some costs, that helps. You know what I mean? That's more money that you can put towards something else.
Small wins stack up.
Another thing, very, very, very important. When you do have money and money's coming in, make sure that you're putting that money where it can make you more money. So if for example, if we started this thing and we were like, you know, our camera's like shit, we need to get a new camera. Like at the start, let's say at the start, when we had no money coming in, right?
Yeah.
There's no point buying a new camera. That's not gonna bring in more money straight away, you know? So what did we do? We waited, we improved the systems and the agency, you know, getting better at outreach, more output, trying to get more clients. We started making money. What did we do? We then bought a camera after we're making more money, because we focused on how can we bring more money so then we can actually get better shit and actually be better at a service. That's what I would say.
I'd say that's probably the best.
I'd say that's
probably
it.
the
You know,
best.
make sure there's a clear path on where this money that you have can make more money. If you focus on that, I don't think you'll have any problems.
I think that's it.
Yeah, so the caption of this should be
Oh, who knows what I've
like cutthroat lessons that you need to know before you start an agency. Cutthroat lessons. You can't probably say that, but
Yeah, you should give it. Yeah, whatever I've kept.
or like our advice on starting an agency in 2025.
or what we've learned since starting agency
Yeah,
in
I like
2025,
that.
something like that.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
people, we will see you
In
the exact same thing, by the way, in the car in literally like 8 days' time.